Before this video starts, I just want to mention real quick that I'm doing live streaming now. Every Friday and Saturday nights. I'm trying to make it into a normal, regular thing while I'm busy making animations, because animating takes a long time, and I think this would be another fun thing to do to make content while I'm busy making cartoons. So come say hi if you guys want to, if you catch or see me live. Or don't, that's okay too. You know, it's not that big of a deal if you join or not. The worst case scenario is that your head will explode if you ignore it. Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Andy. And it's been a loopy last couple of months. I made a video at the beginning of this year saying I was gonna release more shorter cartoons this year. And I was on a roll. I made 3 videos this year, and the software I was using at the time was Krita. And I used Krita to make frame-by-frame animations. And that was the kind of animation that I only knew how to work with. And even though my past videos are... it was the style of animation that was easy for me to learn when I first started doing animation for the first time. Everything was going smoothly, and I had a pretty good rhythm going. I remember dreaming of sharing my cartoons ever since I was a kid, and it was the best feeling in the world when I was making videos. And then Krita stopped working. Kinda. So Krita is a software that's mostly used for images and staying still pictures. And it does have a feature for animation, but only for shorter, like really short animations for image posters. And with the way I was using it for long form videos, it was taking up a lot of room. And it was already showing signs of it crashing, and I had a feeling it wouldn't last for much longer. So I came up with a genius idea to get a side job and earn money to buy a new animation software. A paid one, not a free cheap one where you couldn't make a cartoon without it crashing at 200 frames, and make a whole new file to continue making it. And that's where I was at with Krita. So with that side job, I earned enough money to pay for the new one I was researching. It was another frame-by-frame animation software, and it was a little more pricey, and it was more professional software for professional animators. But I wasn't doing anything professional. My animations were just my own mediocre cartoons, so I knew it would be fine if I was doing that. Which the timing of me having to pay for my new software was great, because I knew Krita was gonna give out eventually. But it ended up spazzing out and just couldn't export any form of animations anymore. It gave out much sooner than I predicted, but by the time it broke, I had already saved enough money to buy a new software, so I can't complain about the timing. My dad was the one who was helping me purchase the software, but when he saw the price, he was like, "This seems really expensive." So before buying that one, he looked into more animation softwares for me, just to make sure that he could find one that was a little less expensive. And he chose I'll say a different one than what I was looking for. It was a software called Moho, and it was known for bone structures and rigging animation. And that was the kind of animation I was not familiar with, nor did I want to use. I studied enough animation to know about rigging animation and how it works. And it is a great form of animation that can make your cartoons look really smooth and awesome. But it's a little more complex to use. And I'd like to say it's like animation 2.0. And I have a lot of respect for everyone that uses rigging, because it's hard. And when my dad recommended it to me, I didn't want to sound harsh, and I was trying to find a kind way of saying, I would rather have my hands and feet tied up and be blindfolded and have to build an airplane in less than 8 minutes or less, or I'd explode, than to get Moho. But then I saw that Moho had an option to switch from rigging animation to frame-by-frame animation. Oh, cool. Yeah, let's get it. So I looked up how to switch to frame-by-frame animation, and I was ready to start making cartoons. and I was so excited to be using a new software, and it didn't work. I followed the exact steps to switch to FBF, but it doesn't work for me. So yeah, it was frustrating. I was really upset, and I tried to give rigging a chance, so I watched a tutorial on Moho on YouTube. And by the way, Moho has their own channel, and they have a playlist tutorial. And it's pretty handy if you're using Moho or need help. So after brainstorming of what I needed to do, my mind was an absolute mess, and my emotions were crashing in the same four-way intersection. I gave it all a break for about a week straight, just to step back and take a moment to just empty out my brain from all the chaos what was going on. Oh my gosh, there's a big truck coming through in the middle of the night when I'm recording this. After I finally for sure took it easy, and I decided to do the thing I was against doing. I started to study and learn how to work this impossible workshop. After very late nights and yelling at my computer and laughing maniacally, and lots of schoolwork, I was able to make my very first rigged animation. I don't know if that's the right term or not, but I'm using it anyway. So I want to show you all my very first minute-long animation I made, and tell me what you guys think. It's my first cartoon I've ever made out of rigging animation, and I don't think it turned out that bad. There's a whole lot of flaws to it, of course, but this was more of a practice round than anything serious. So thanks guys for watching, and I hope that I can make and finish my next video, which is the one I was halfway done on Krita before it gave out. So yeah. And also, I'm still using Krita. I'm using Krita to create character designs and thumbnails for my videos. I just can't use Krita to make any animations anymore. It won't work. So yeah. So I'm stuck with Moho now. I'm gonna go get a donut.